Great win for us. Hats off and much credit to South Carolina State. They do an excellent job of preparing. What Tony Matlock has done with that team in the turnaround in their first year, in his first year, I'm sorry, I have the utmost respect for him. He makes it really difficult. They pound you on the glass. They run their stuff. His son is incredible. TJ, he had 23. And one of my former assistants is over there, right? And it's great to see him. I hate seeing him when we play him. But Derek Madison, he's an upcoming star in this profession. And he was one of the guys that was really responsible for the program of North Carolina Central basketball as you see it, right? He went out and recruited Moton Maniacs. He did much of the nuances and all of those things associated with building this program. So hats off to them. I have the utmost respect for them. We jumped on them. They came back and jumped on us. We got in some foul trouble, turned the basketball over. And then they made some tough contested threes at one time. And I was like, wow, those are great shots. But if those are going to continue to fall, then it's not our night anyway. I didn't think they were going to make those in the second half. Unfortunately, they missed some. And we were able to, in the first 4 minutes, kind of take control of the game where we swung the momentum, where we came out, got 2 turnovers, and got 2 layups. And Justin Wright was incredible. I wanted to change our starting lineup. Cam Butler had a great week of practice, we just had to throw him in the fire. He was outstanding for us. He provided an inside presence. He gave us 9 and 5. I'm proud of him. And he gave us an inside presence on there and some length that they had to shoot over. And then Justin Wright, he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks of basketball and came out and did that. And I'm extremely proud of him. So we got to work on our free throws. Good Lord. We're just shooting free throws and missing 2 at a time and just throwing those away. So we got to be better in that regard. But I'm extremely proud of the guys.
Coach, how do you feel heading into the tournament? You get a little bit of a rest, you get a week, but how do you feel heading into the game?
It's always good to go in on a win with some momentum and some confidence. I thought our confidence was banged up a little bit. Last week, we were going to play for a championship and we had 6 people at practice, right? So with injuries with Justin, and 4 people had the flu. We had 5 starters, 5 scholarship players out. So we had coaches practicing. That's never a good sign, especially when you're going to play for a championship at this time of year. So needless to say, it wasn't pretty. All right, it wasn't pretty. And Justin is our heart and soul. I don't really look at the points. He's the Mike Tyson of our team, where wherever you go in with him, he just makes you feel like you're a little tougher than you are, right? And so he's their security blanket, and he makes everyone else a little tougher. And his personality is extremely infectious, and he holds everyone accountable if you're not meeting him with the same tenacity. So he's our heart and soul. He's our Draymond Green, from the spiritual and energetic standpoint. So kudos to him.
LeVelle, you guys in Central, your team is magical during this time of the year. What is it about the way you guys play this time of the year? Just seems like you pick up the pace. Our program is kind of built on layers. We don't, it's complex for someone who just came off this, from another environment. We just don't roll the ball out there and play. It's a art and science to what we try to accomplish. And it's basically a bunch of redundancy and habits, right? And so we got to build those necessary habits. Normally we start clicking, around Martin Luther King Day, but we missed the entire month of January. So we had to use February as January, so we're a bit behind, and you can still see our execution is off, and our games have been glorified practices and things of that nature. But, I think at this time we're battle tested. And, we play a tough non-conference schedule. And we kind of play different styles and different brands of basketball to prepare us for these moments. And I hold them accountable every single day. I don't give them fouls in practice. I make it as difficult as possible so when game time comes, they can relax and understand, look, the practices are way more difficult than the games. And, we got to take off now. We got to start playing great basketball. They're champions, right? I think the totality of the student-athlete is huge, right? When they leave and walk out of these doors, we would like for our student-athletes to have a ring and a degree. And I think that speaks volumes to the totality of their overall experience. And they've done that. And they've been 2 great young men with outstanding families. And it's been a privilege and an honor to coach them both.
having two guys that played 4 years here, albeit in different ways, between Randy Miller and Nick Fennell. But, you know, you talk about what it's been like with having them. Personally for you, Coach, I mean, what has it meant to be able to coach those two guys?
It's been great. You know, again, they're champions, and we won championships together, so we emotionally tied and always tied at the hip together.
All right, Coach. Justin Wright, as you mentioned, big comeback game for him. All of his points in the second half. What did you see change for him on the floor?
He just got his groove. You know, basketball is not a game where you can just walk out and pick up where you left off. It's a game of habits and pattern and redundancy. And he missed that. So he was rusty initially, but I think he just came out and just got in the flow and eventually just started making some shots, and his confidence grew from there.
All right, Coach. So next week's the tournament, you always say, is 13 is to trim down to 8 dogs now going after that one bone. But a lot of players here that haven't had the experience, some that have. What have you seen from the players that are helping the new guys, and what can you tell the teams to get ready for the tournament?
Just go play freely. You know, it's 8 dogs chasing one bone. We're one of those dogs, and nobody wants to go home. Next time you lose, it ain't going to feel too good. So we know what's at stake. We're going to go fight. We're going to go compete. And we understand who and what we need to do in order to be successful. And we'll leave our heart and soul out there and let the chips fall where they may.